Hello everyone. Today we're going to check out a bunch of new YJ products, so let's get right into it. First thing in here is the pocket timer. Then we have the MGC 4x4 and the MGC2 Elite. And we also have a Cubicle business card. Alright, so I want to get into this timer first. Alright, so here it is. This is in the gray option, but it looks like there's also a blue and yellow available. And it also comes with a strap if you want to tie this onto a keychain or something. But for now I need to figure out how this thing works. So I know that it uses infrared scanning through, I guess, these two sensors here, but none of these buttons are labeled, so I'm just going to start pushing things. That didn't do anything. Oh, okay, that'll do it. Okay, so batteries are not included in this thing, but it does need 2 AAA batteries. Luckily, I had some. Oh, it made a beep. Okay, so now it's on. Ooh, it says, let's see, how do you reset? Maybe this one? Okay, so if I put my hands here, no, still doesn't work. Ooh, okay, yeah, the timer started, put it down. Nice, 2.64. And then I guess reset, and this is, I'm not sure what that one does. Okay, so this is the power switch here. It's off and now on, and the lights light up red when it's on. It'll beep when it senses your hands, I guess. Yeah, let it go, put it back. Oh, didn't really stop it exactly when I put my hands down, but it got the time, and now I can reset and go again. Okay, that's pretty reliable. So every time I turn it within my hands when it's after it's been reset, it just kind of automatically starts and stops it. As you can see, I just got a 0.56 randomly from holding it. So I'm just gonna turn it off for now and then check out the cubes that were in the package. So let's start with the 2x2. Pretty cool box this thing is in. It doesn't really make it any easier to open because there's nothing to grab onto on the other side though. Alright, so in the box we have another box. I guess this would be accessories. That is cool. Look at that screwdriver. I like this YJ one a lot better than the Moyu one. At least it has a bit of something to grab onto and twist. And then there's also another set of springs. These might be different than the ones in the cube. And then another set of springs. I guess these are different from one another. And a set of extra magnets. It looks like there's 8 extra magnets. So for now, let's just check out the puzzle as it comes. It's surprisingly heavy. I was not really expecting that. This is the second MGC 2x2 that YJ has produced. The first one was the standard edition MGC 2x2, and now this is the Elite version. One of the differences that I'm noticing immediately is the size. It looks like the Elite is a bit bigger, so I'm guessing this is about 51 millimeters versus the original 50 millimeters. So let's go ahead and do some turns. Whoa. The turning is really snappy out of the box, and it's also really fast. So the thing that this cube does differently than any other 2x2 is the placement of the magnets. Now normally, like for example on their previous 2x2, there would be magnets here in the sides of the corners, and then the 2 corner pieces would magnetize to one another. However, in the Elite version, what they've done is they've switched the placement of the magnets to the internal edge pieces, and now they magnetize to the centerpiece. Okay, so I popped out a corner so we can see this a bit better. You can see there's a little dark spot in there. That's the magnet within the centerpiece, and you can also slightly see the magnet here in the edge piece. It's a bit tough to see without taking it fully apart. You can see the outline of the magnet right here on the edge of the internal edge piece. And so they replaced the corner magnets with edge to center magnets. So this new magnet design, it does slightly change the feel of the cube. I don't know if it's really that noticeable, honestly. It does feel very similar to their previous MGC 2x2. It's very light turning. Even though this puzzle is a lot heavier than the original one, the turning is still light and quick, and I think these internal ridges might be contributing to the smoothness of this puzzle. The magnets do feel fairly strong, and it is pretty interesting to feel the magnetic pull slightly, I guess, deeper within the puzzle, not on the edges here, but within the internal pieces. It's an interesting feeling. Now let's get out this YJ timer and try to time a solve. Okay, 3.55. Okay, so I figured out how to make the beeping stop on this timer. If you press and hold both buttons, now it said on, so now it'll beep. Okay, so now it's making the beeping noise when it starts and stops and resets. But if I press and hold them both, it says off, and now now the timer will work without beeping. Nice. I don't think this puzzle is immediately usable out of the box as a main. The magnets are very strong, and I'm struggling to get used to that. Now you also do have to consider that this puzzle is $20, and it's considered an elite, but there's really not any special features about it. Like it just has this typical spring tensioning system, and the magnets only have one setting, but the magnets are placed differently. So this cube is the same price as the Valk 2. They're both 20 bucks, and between the two of them, you know, it's a tough race. The Valk is a lot smoother and softer, whereas this one's a bit more like swishy and snappy. I currently use the Valk 2 as my main, and I really love it, so I'm not sure if I'll switch to this, but it definitely has potential. So let's check out this MGC 4x4. Another fancy box. Let's see, how do you open this one? Okay, so this cover slides off, and then you can open it like this. Easy enough. Once again, we have the accessories box. Let's see what's in this one. Basically the same thing. We have another screwdriver, more extra magnets, different sizes. Interesting. And then we have another set of springs, 2 extra sets of springs, and a pamphlet. So basically the same type of accessories, and let's get into the puzzle itself. Alright, so this is a 60mm 4x4, so it's on the small side, but not quite as small as the 59mm Moyu WRM. Either way, let's get into some turns. Ooh, wow. Very, very smooth on the inner and outer layers. Nice. The inners by themselves, when I'm doing PLL parity, are ever so slightly slower, maybe a bit stiffer, but this puzzle is also just stock. It's not lubed or anything. It feels really dry and almost a bit sandy. That feeling I'm sure will go away after breaking in a little bit, but it also just feels like bubbly, kinda. Like it's rounded on the outside. There's a lot of rounding on all of the pieces. Honestly, it does kind of have a similar feeling to the WRM. It might be a bit less stable out of the box. Yeah, it's definitely a lot looser than the tensions I have my WRM on. But out of the box, it is a bit floppy. I would probably want to tighten this a tiny bit. The magnet strength is pretty nice. It's actually fairly strong on the outer layers and even stronger on the inner layers, so I don't know, I guess it's not that noticeable when you're turning fast, but I think they're even a bit stronger than the ones on the WRM. Let's go ahead and scramble this, do a solve, and see how that goes. So we have the newly silenced YJ pocket timer here. Okay, 4290. That was okay. Not the best. But we did have double parity. I found it really easy to execute the OLO parity algorithm on this cube. I think it flowed really well, so there wasn't really any catching that I was worrying about. I'd probably want to tighten this cube and add a bit of DNM or silk, something to speed it up a little bit, because it is a bit slow out of the box. But I do like the feeling, and I like the bubbly turning. It's very comforting, and it's not quite as snappy as the WRM was out of the box. So I do think that this has a lot of potential. The other important thing you have to consider about this cube is the price. This MGC 4x4 is $20, and that puts it like mid-range. So the Asu WRM from Moyu is $43 just for the stock cube. This is half the price. So between the two of them, if you're just getting into 4x4, I definitely go with this. On the other end of the spectrum, there is the even cheaper Qi MS 4x4. Now this one is also magnetic. It's a bit bigger than it, and this one's only like 12 bucks. This one's also super smooth, but it definitely has a different feeling. Between the two of these, I would probably still recommend the MGC. If you have the extra money, I would definitely drop an extra $8 on the MGC 4x4 just to get a slightly nicer performing cube. And I find the size much nicer on the MGC. The 60mm size works great for me. I think the Qi MS can be a bit awkward at times due to the bigger size, but overall I'm really impressed with the quality of this puzzle out of the box. It probably won't replace the mains of WRM or even AOSU GTS2 users, but this is a pretty sweet contender if you're looking to get a nice magnetic 4x4. Alright, so that's going to wrap up my initial impressions of these two cubes and the new YJ Pocket Timer. It is currently YJ week at TheCubicle, and they're having a lot of pretty nice sales on a lot of YJ products. And since YJ has just released a new line of MGC cubes and timers, it's a great time to go over and get some new things from the Cubicle site. So I'd like to give a huge thank you to the Cubicle for sponsoring this video and sending me these products to test out. If you'd like to buy any of them, I'll have a link in the description below so you can check out these products on their store. So that's about all I have for this video. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.